I'm not seeing it, buddy. On YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
There you are. You're up.
All right. Well, that's good. Well, I was waiting for Dr. Mike to pop in the chat.
Usually pretty consistent.
I
We have
know.
some Ashton, we have some folks that show up pretty regularly, so
Awesome.
they may fire some questions at us.
They may heckle me.
Yeah. Hi,
That's the
Brenda.
good stuff. Yeah. Uh, All right.
Good.
I'll hit the intro. We'll get rolling.
You've arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast, your home for your favorite independent artists and a couple of guys you've never heard of.
Who?
It was Texas, it was Tennessee. It was what I had coming to me. You were unlike anything.
Howdy, folks. You have arrived at the Texas to Tennessee podcast. My name is Steve. Up top, no, maybe down below. On
I don't
YouTube,
know.
down below.
I don't know
is,
where I am.
Soul Gravy. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Just a quick
Mhm.
reminder, if you haven't completed your taxes yet, you should start now. You maybe shouldn't be watching, but we do appreciate everybody being here tonight.
Yeah. Not to brag, but I got like $20 back, so go me. I mean,
Which concert are you going to spend that on, sir?
I'm gonna buy that extra Friday lunch.
All right, fair enough.
Mhm.
Well, congrats. Shout out to the U.S. government.
Thank you.
We are super excited tonight to have our friend Ashton Naylor. Welcome in, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing better that you're here.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have brought up Texas.
Right? 100%.
I haven't gotten around to those yet.
Yeah, well, they'll still be there. That's the thing about taxes. We are going to kick it off and let you take a couple minutes, give us a little bit of your backstory. We want to get to know you a little bit better. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, so I'm a singer-songwriter from San Marcos, Texas, and I started playing music when I was about 18. I've sang most of my life and, always had an interest in music, but I spent a lot of time in high school just trying to figure it out and kind of pushed the music thing away for a little bit. I wanted to be cool and fit in. I graduated from Wimberley High School right down the road from where I grew up, and COVID hit my freshman year of college, and my uncle had given me a guitar for graduation attached with a note that said, "Not to be used as a career tool." And I disregarded that little note. But I spent most of the time during COVID just kind of getting my chops right on guitar and trying to write songs. Moved up to Lubbock later on that fall. Went to South Plains College for the music program. That's where I started playing gigs up there, going to the Blue Light Live songwriter night every Monday, and then moved back down to Austin area a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I think.
Nice.
And the rest is history. Just been gigging and writing songs.
Cool. I have to ask about your uncle. So did your uncle have some previous experience to leave that note?
Well, my uncle and my mom's dad was a musician. So that's probably where it came from.
Yeah.
But I think it was more a joke than anything.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, sounds like he's got a good sense of humor. So,
Mhm.
well, thank you for sharing that. We put you right on the block out of the gate and make you talk about yourself for the first couple minutes. But now we're going to give you a little break. I've been told that this is everybody's favorite section of the show after getting to learn about the artist. Soul Gravy, why are they famous? San Marcos version.
Yep. Okay. Ashton, if you know any of these people, feel free to chime in.
Yeah.
You got it, man.
A little quick bit about San Marcos. It's the county seat of Hays County, Texas. I think technically it's part of the Austin. It's not part of our Austin city limits, but like the greater statistical area, so not too far down the road. Also, just up the road, I guess, from a lot of our friends in New Braunfels, and once you get to New Braunfels, you're pretty much almost to San Antonio. So that whole area kind of rolls together. But beautiful area, home of Texas State. I could share all kinds of info about San Marcos, but all right, we're going to start you off, I think, relatively easy, Soul Gravy. Put the pressure on you.
All right.
Gentleman's name, he was born in San Marcos. His name is Ty Detmer.
Yeah, he was a quarterback.
He was. Very good one.
I can't remember where he played now.
No,
I know he was in the NFL.
I want to say he played for the Eagles for a while. Also,
I think so.
Probably most well-known, I think he was on that BYU team that might have won the national championship, which has been a little bit. But, yeah, shout out to Ty Detmer.
Gotcha.
All right, 1 for 1.
All right.
It's going to get harder. Tex, his name is Tex.
Okay.
Tex Hewson, Hughson.
I don't think so.
Tex was born in 1916. He was a professional baseball player. He's also father of Jane Hewson, who is the, I don't know if still is, but was at least the mayor of San Marcos. So shout out to Tex.
Okay. Is that actually his name? Tex?
His name is Tex.
I mean, I guess if you,
yeah,
I mean, it would be even more weird to be named Tex if you weren't in Texas. So, I mean, that's,
I just have a love for the state,
Oh, I got you. I'm not surprised.
All right. Eddie Durham.
Man, I think I know that name, but I don't know why. Tell me why.
Eddie Durham, really well-known jazz guitarist.
Okay.
Early electric guitar innovator. He wrote for Glenn Miller, back in like the old days when they had the big bands.
The big band stuff.
Yeah, he's pretty well-known dude. So shout out to Eddie. All right, these folks were not born in San Marcos, but they are residents or have been residents of San Marcos.
Okay.
It might make it more difficult for you. All right, Powers Booth.
That name sounds really familiar. Is he? He's an actor, right?
He is an actor. You're 2 for 3, Soul Gravy.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to put a face with the name though, and I'm.
Feel free to Google image if that helps.
Okay.
But yeah, I bet if you saw him, you'd be like,
no,
oh yeah.
I know, because the name is extremely.
He's got a great voice. They use him a lot in voiceovers and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Got a great mustache.
Oh goodness, what was the HBO Western that was on?
Westworld?
No.
Different one.
Yeah, what am I trying to think of?
Deadwood?
That's what I was trying to think of, yeah.
Right. Yep, so Powers Booth, spent time there.
Okay.
I'm going to name 5 people, and this should help you with a clue.
Okay.
Ryan Delahousse, Jeremy Furstenfeld, Justin Furstenfeld, C.B. Hudson, and Matt Noveski. Who are those 5 guys collectively?
I'm not sure. I got 5 wrong at once.
They're in a punk emo band called Blue October.
Okay. All right. Well, I know Blue October. Mm-hmm.
Trying to think. Was it Hate Me? That big song they had?
Yep.
So shout out. I guess apparently they all live there. I did not know that. So it's a learning experience. All right.
Did you know that, Ashton?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I grew up on Blue October.
Okay. Solid. I like that.
One of our TikTok friends is working under their, I guess, guidance or label or something to that nature. I don't know I don't know the details, but more of like a faith-based sort of thing.
Okay.
But cool to see some of our, TikTok karaoke, whatever you want to call it, friends that I made on TikTok make those connections. It's pretty.
Absolutely.
Pretty cool.
I'm going to have to do a deep dive on Blue October because I recognized the first 3 songs, all of them, but then I kind of stopped and I'm like, I gotta move on with the research. So, they were great. Lyndon B. Johnson. I feel like this should be easy.
Yeah, he was a president.
Yep,
Well,
he was the 35th or 36th president. Also, I want to say maybe the education department of Texas State is named after him. But he was involved. I think so Texas State's been through some iterations. It used to be called Texas Teachers College, and then it became Southwest Texas State. Today it's Texas State. But back when it was Texas Teachers College, I think that's maybe when he was there. So
gotcha.
he was quite a character. I have two more for you.
Okay.
You've done really well, Soul Gravy.
Thank you.
This lady goes by one name. Heloise.
It's a hell of a name, but I don't think I know who that is.
You're not a soccer player.
I don't think I'm not familiar, I don't think.
Heloise had a this might be before your time. She had a
Possibly.
She had a syndicated like advice column, like Dear Abby.
Okay.
Heloise had her own.
I need one of those.
Yeah, for sure.
I need to give people advice with under a false name.
Advice with Soul Gravy?
Yeah, but now my face is on that.
Yeah,
I
that's
need
not
something where my face isn't even on it. So I can, give people, if it's wrong, it's okay.
All right. Last one, unless Ashton has more that he wants to add. Last one is a gentleman by the name of Tom Ford.
I don't think I'm familiar with Thomas.
Tom is a pretty well-known fashion designer.
Okay.
Tom Ford brands out there. I think he does some movie directing and whatnot. But I have one other one, but this is a total gimme. So his name is George Strait.
Yeah, I think I've heard of him.
All right, here's a fair question for you. What's your favorite George Strait song?
Fair question. I really like Marina Del Rey. I really like that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. What about you, Ashton? When it comes to mind?
Well, one of my favorite artists is one of my favorite songwriters is Bruce Robison. So I'd have to go with one of the songs he covered, probably Desperately.
Oh, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good cut, man.
Yeah.
That and Wrapped I cover in my set list a lot.
Bruce
nice.
is,
yeah.
I think outside of y'all's area, Bruce is underrated. I don't think people recognize who he is. I mean, I know in Texas he's a bigger deal than most places, but probably still underrated even in Texas. But definitely outside.
I would totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that was Why Are They Famous? San Marcos edition. Soul Gravy, pretty good.
I know. I'm surprised.
I'm proud of you.
I still can't remember if we've had somebody else on through 200 episodes with San Marcos, but whatever.
I think maybe we had one. All right, Ashton, this is your time to shine, I guess. I'm going to ask you kind of a strange question, but just bear with me until I get it done, and then you can riff for however long you want. This is called the pie question. We're going to break down the music business or the music in general into 4 pieces of pie. The first piece is songwriting. Second piece is recording. Third piece is performance. And then the fourth piece is exactly why you signed up to be a musician, doing TikTok videos, doing podcasts, changing tires on vans, that kind of stuff. That's everything else is that fourth piece. So everything that doesn't fit into one of those first 3 pieces. But which of those pieces of pie is home for you? Where would you consider yourself to be most at home?
I'd say performing.
Okay.
I love performing, man. That's kind of the reason I got into this whole deal. I mean, I've never been opposed to the idea of cutting somebody else's songs as long as it's a good song. I obviously playing cover gigs and stuff starting out, I did nothing but sing other people's songs, and I just want to make sure good songs are heard. So, but I think performing is what I resonate with the most, and songwriting is probably right there below it.
Okay, makes sense. In terms of performance, how How soon did you know that? Was that like an immediate thing? You got up on stage and you're like, okay, this is what I want to be doing.
I knew it pretty soon. I just wasn't scared. I wasn't good at first. Somebody should have told me that, because I really thought
Probably better they didn't.
right. I really thought I was the best out there, man, when I started, and obviously I'm still not. But I was never scared to get on stage and embarrass myself.
Looking back prior to doing music, was there something going on to where you kind of always felt comfortable, I guess, in the middle of everything that was going on? Or was that kind of something in terms of how you're wired?
Can you elaborate that question a little bit? I'm kind of...
Yeah, no, that's fine. So sometimes,
school
maybe
plays,
when you're
school plays, any, is that
Yeah.
what you're meaning?
like
in
situations
public
where
and-
you were super comfortable being kind of the center of attention, that kind of thing, were there signs of that earlier in your life?
Yeah, so I did 2 years of a theater camp actually down on Texas State campus, and I soon realized that I needed to be the center of attention because I never got to be the star of the play.
Gotcha.
So, but there was I did like talent shows and stuff until I was convinced that they weren't cool anymore. But it's funny you had mentioned Blue October earlier. When I was, I think, 9 or 10 years old, I sang "Into the Ocean" by Blue October for a talent show, and
Well done.
so that was always kind of my thing. I liked being the center of attention, and
Absolutely. So one of the things that you kind of touched on a little bit, and I want to dig in on the songwriting piece, there's kind of two camps of people that are, at least in the independent kind of music world, where they're like, these are my songs, and I wrote these songs, and this is how I'm going to do it. And then there's another camp that goes, the best song wins, and however I get to that best song, whether somebody delivers it to me or, I stumble upon, or I come up with it where I'm writing with a bunch of folks, and that becomes kind of the best song. What's your, I guess, approach on that piece of it with trying to figure out what the right song is for you?
that's a tough one, man. I was actually having a conversation with my buddy today. We got done with the co-write, and we finished this song, and I think we both left that write feeling like it was the best co-write we'd had in a long time. But we thought, man, this song is really out there. It's not up either of our alleys. Truth is, we're both still trying to figure it out, and we're gonna throw songs at the wall until they stick. I've got a lot of different. I'm influenced by a lot of different styles of music, and I think whatever it is, whatever medium it's delivered, rock, pop, country. I want it to be a good song, and I'm still trying to figure out my sound. I'd say it leans more red dirt and country. If that's what you're asking me, I mean.
Yeah, I just more kind of how you would explain. We talked to you don't know this, but we talked to a decent amount of folks that are really attached to their songs, and that's all that they will cut. And then we talked to a decent amount of folks that are like, hey, if somebody hits me with a great song, they're like, I don't have an issue covering that song, or whatever.
They've always got their antennas up for songs.
Yeah. So it's interesting, kind of from the perspective of figuring out where you sit there, and it feels like you already kind of lean to the side that you're pretty comfortable with. If somebody sends you a great song or ends up pitching you a great song, then you're cool with releasing it.
Yeah, I found out a lot about myself recently through co-writes, what I like and what I don't like. I try to write as much as I can. I love writing, but I've found myself to get burned out on it before.
Sure.
And it usually doesn't last very long. But hell, if somebody threw a song my way that was totally my speed, and it was a great song. I mean, look at like "Kiss Me in the Dark." There's Radney Foster and George Lucas.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, guys like Keith Urban, who are also great songwriters, but you know, had Radney Foster had Keith Urban cuts back in the day. I'm not tied to, you know, just my songs getting put out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have, in terms of songwriting, so let's say you're in this hypothetical situation, you're in a co-write, do you have an area of songwriting that you think you especially excel in, whether it's melodies or lyrics or song structure, or is there an area where you go, okay, this is where I feel like I can really contribute?
Yeah. As of recent, it's been melodies. I've been listening to a lot of, I guess you could say, popular music as of recent. I used to be like totally against that just because I thought underground music was the cool. I still think it's like the coolest thing ever. But
Sure.
I've been really opening my palette to popular music a little more because it's popular for a reason, right?
Sure.
And at the end of the day, the songs, at least in the country realm, the songs are killer and the melodies are also killer. And what's the first thing you hear? It's the melody,
Right.
you know? So I've been trying to bring solid melodies into rights as much as I can. I think that's been my biggest contribution as of recent. And then maybe a hook or an idea.
Yeah, makes sense. Do you have a preference on how you go about it? Like, is it idea first, or is it, hey, here's a hook, let's work off of that, or hey, here's the melody, and then we go, or maybe we start with lyrics, or I mean, I don't know. Just everybody's a little bit different. I'm just curious, kind of how you've found your way.
It's totally just dependent on my mood. You know, if I'm on the road and I don't have a guitar with me, I usually I'll just sing without I just traded vehicles with my brother and I don't have Bluetooth in there anymore. So I found myself, and he doesn't have a CD player in there either. So I've been singing and writing a lot of stuff down as of recent. And then if I get home and, you know, I don't have anything on my mind, just sit down with a guitar. And I'm very inspired by the guitar. I've always wanted to be a guitar player. So
Nice.
I try to come up with as much music as I can before writing something down.
All right. So Gravy, I usually point up. I'm going to point down because according to YouTube, you're below me.
Okay. As far as getting those hooks and the melodies to the co-writes, are you turn on the phone and record those, or how do you keep those in the memory bank in between when you think of it and you actually go to use it?
Well, sometimes if it's good enough, I just remember it, and
Gotcha.
you know, but that doesn't happen often. I usually have to go through the voice memos, the graveyard.
So you have the voice memos of guitar parts and vocal parts and just everything.
Yeah. My roommate, who's also my guitar player, will sit around the couch all night and just come up with guitar stuff and melodies. And you know, if I feel like it's the right person I'm writing with, I'll bring it in there and, you know, show them what I got.
What's the first song that you actually cut or recorded of someone else's? Is there, and how did you kind of get to that point, or make that process happen?
Yeah, I put out a record last November, and I cut a song by Mike McClure Band called "She Gets to You."
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any songs left in the bank, and I wanted to do 10. And Mike McClure has always been one of my favorites. That particularly like that group of Oklahoma guys. I tossed around cutting a ragweed song for a long time, but I just landed on a Mike song, and yeah, he's one of my favorites of all time.
So you haven't been in the situation where you've cut a song that hasn't been cut by someone else yet?
No, not yet. I'd
Not
like to
yet.
do that at some point. I've kind of been building a list of like bootleg versions or bootleg recordings that I found on YouTube and stuff. There's a few floating around there that I've got in mind.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure, how you would kind of cross that bridge or figure out how to cross that bridge, which I know you've got folks in your corner to help you these days, but I wasn't sure. What about as far as some of your original songs? I'm sure you did cover gigs, and then tried to sneak in some originals. Um, One, I guess, get back up a little bit. When you did cover gigs, what were some of your go-to songs that you actually? We all know that you have to play, or the crowd wants to hear certain songs, but what were some of the ones that you actually like to play?
I would sit up there and play Ragweed for like 3 hours. I'm not kidding. That's my favorite band to this day. It's the reason I got into music.
Understand?
And yeah, you can ask anybody that hung around me in Lubbock for 2 or 3 years, however long that was. I'd sit up there and probably play like 10 to 15 Ragweed songs every set. It was bad, but
It's bad. No, I mean, at least there's a huge chance that folks are going to know the songs.
Right.
Here, I can't get away. I can't get away with that. Every now and then, somebody knows Alabama. That's about as much. Well, and Boys from Oklahoma, but
sure.
I don't play that one too much. So, no, that's cool. But all right, so when you started playing some of your original songs, I've asked this question a little more here recently, but I like hearing what each artist kind of how they view it. Um, do you remember a certain time, place, person that wasn't family or somebody close to you when you actually know that they were listening to your music? When you could tell that they were listening or they told you they had heard your music from a show?
I I couldn't name you a certain instance that happened, but I would play a 3 hour set or whatever,
Hmm.
um, and that was primarily covers, and then sometimes I'd throw an original in there, and somebody would be like, "Hey, did you write that?" Yeah. I will say I do remember the first time I ever had an opening slot at Blue Light. It was for the Drop Tines, and that was back in 2023. And I was a pretty big fan of their work by that point in time. And I remember Connor coming up to me and asking me if I wanted to play with him again, just because he said he had enjoyed my set. And so I thought that was pretty cool. That gave me a little glimmer of hope.
Yeah, well, that's the point of that question. Honestly, is just when you know somebody's actually listening to your original music or something you wrote, that actually put some fuel on the fire or gas in the tank to make you realize that somebody's listening or to you're doing something right.
Yeah, I mean, because nobody makes the headliner sit and listen to the opener set. So
Yeah,
that's
that's cool.
um, anytime somebody comes and opens for us or whatever, if we get a headlining show, it's like I always try to make an effort to go and listen to some of their set because that's it comes around.
No doubt about it. Those guys are coming through Memphis soon too, so I'm gonna try my best to go and catch that show there, Talbot. The drop.
They're
Time.
incredible, man. They put
Yeah.
on a great live show.
Definitely
Dude,
gonna try to make that one.
Yeah, one of my favorite bands, and I think they don't get enough love. But it's nice to see that they are getting a little bit of love. I saw that they opened at the Opry the other day, which is pretty dang cool.
Yeah,
They sure
yeah.
did.
That's good. I didn't know. I didn't see that.
Yeah, they're great. They're great and good dudes too. So
Well, we don't get a ton of folks that stop in our town, our area. So when they do, you got to take advantage of it. Yeah, you never know when they may or may not be back. I talked myself out of going to a Turnpike show at one point in time.
What?
I know. And then they weren't together.
Here's your card for that, sir.
I should fire myself.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I wasn't as big into the whole scene.
Right. Yeah.
Way back then. I don't even remember, everything seems like yesterday or a million years ago, but I don't remember what time period it was, honestly, but
you get a pass. You've made up for it in your work since then. So.
I guess so.
We are fastly approaching halftime. Ashton has been nice enough to allow us to play his song Barkeep, which you all should probably go add to your favorites. I know that helps.
Yep.
Also, while you're there, give Ashton a follow.
Yep.
You will not regret it. But Ashton, if you don't mind, give us a little bit of an intro on this song, and then we will, you and I will go silent. We'll hit the little microphone button, and Soul Gravy's going to play it for us.
Yeah, Barkeep's a song about just a guy falling in love with the bartender, hanging out in bars too often, which I think I kind of found myself doing a little too often a couple of years ago. Started writing that song, and I think there's a lot of little truths in there that have shown up in my time hanging out in bars.
All right.
Yeah.
It's got another voice you'll hear.
You might recognize.
Yeah, you might recognize
it does.
The second verse. I think wasn't it the second verse is where it comes in?
Second verse, that's right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go.
Was talking to a friend of mine, making sure the timing's right, and sitting on the other side of your balcony, considering the circumstance. I know I shouldn't take a chance, 'cause you ain't gonna wanna dance when you're off at 3. And all of a sudden the world starts spinning. Must be the gift that keeps on giving. Another night, another dream, I'm living without you. I'm talking about my favorite band. Must have been your heavy hand. A joke I know will never land, but I'll tell anyway. I'm feeling like a fool again, thinking we were more than friends. But I saw your neck break when he walked in. What a slap in the face. All of a sudden the world starts spinning. Must be the gift that keeps on giving. Another night, another dream, I'm living without you. And all of a sudden the world starts spinning. Must be the gift that keeps on giving. Another night, another dream, I'm living without you. Ain't it just the way it goes? I guess I probably ought to close. But another 4-hour candy up my nose, and I'll be on my way.
Yeah, man.
How about that?
Love the ending too. Was that a melody that you were that you had in your pocket when you put that one together? Kind of what you were describing, or is that a different scenario?
You're talking about the melody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I actually remember. It's funny. Some of these songs, when you start writing them, you remember like exactly where you were, and I just remember I think I was just listening to the radio or something, and I had heard something that inspired me to come up with a melody in a different direction, and I just started singing that, and I said, "Talking to a friend of mine, making sure the time's right," and I kind of had an idea where the song was going from that point, and you know.
Yeah, good stuff. All right.
Yeah. Speaking of radio, if y'all tune into Texas country radio, you're going to hear that on the radio, which is awesome. Super cool to hear that and see that happening. So, can you talk a little bit, Ashton, about kind of what Randy has meant in terms of kind of your career and that piece?
Yeah, he's been a really good mentor and a friend. You know, he's taken us on the road for a few gigs here and there. He's offered up a lot of advice. He's made a lot of really solid connections for me that, you know, maybe beforehand I thought were completely out of reach, and I'd like to believe they would be still without that sort of connection. You know.
Sure.
You know, anytime I need something, I can reach out to him and ask him for a little bit of advice, and he's pretty hands off with everything creatively. You know, we try to get together and write sometimes, but he wants us to find our own way, just like everybody else had to do back in the day, and struggle a little bit, and but yeah, at the end of the day, he's there for us, and he's helped us out a lot, and just good guy to have in your corner.
Yeah, boy, isn't that the truth? He is. I don't know that everybody knows everything that he's involved in, so it's super.
I
cool.
don't think most people, at least outside of y'all's circle, does. Yeah. Most people that just know a couple of Randy's songs probably doesn't really know what the other side of that coin.
Yep, it's super impressive. So I do want to ask a little bit about Lubbock, just because whether Soul Gravy wanted to or not, we've had a pretty significant amount of folks that have either been through Lubbock at some point or are involved in the Lubbock scene. What did that kind of mean to you, especially kind of early on getting rolling?
You know, I think my time spent in Lubbock was necessary, and I think it was necessary that I left at the right time. Like I said, I graduated with a music degree from South Plains College. That did a lot for me. I took vocal lessons there for a couple of years. I got a lot of hands-on experience in performing, and I spent a lot of nights at the Blue Light, and doing the songwriter night there. I did the songwriter competition. Man, I think like 3 times, and I lost every time. But
Sorry.
I met some really good people and good friends and good musicians up there that took me on the road or had me play gigs with them, opened some doors for me, and it's like if I could do it any way, I wouldn't do it any other way. That was a necessary piece of my life, but a lot of living in Lubbock was tough because you're so far from everything too. And towards the end there, I thought, man, I guess I was 22 when I left, and I was just thinking, man, I either got to chase this or I got to stick it out and get my degree at Tech, and I didn't really want to do that because that wasn't my passion. And so my folks still lived in Wimberley. They still do. And I decided to move back with them for about almost 2 years, I think.
Okay.
And just started playing the hell out of gigs down here, staying busy. I met my best friends down here in San Marcos, and yeah, but
Totally
Lubbock
makes
is
sense.
great.
Yep. Well, speaking of Blue Light, I know you're headed back there soon. I was just flipping through your tour schedule, and I mean, you've got some of our favorite places on there. At least some of my favorite places. I think Soul Gravy's too. But
I've never been there, but I love them anyways.
yeah. So last week, I think it was last week, we had our friend Carly on from Hotel Turkey. I saw
She
that
was
you were
great.
playing there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know that'll be fun. And then playing LJT next week, right?
Is that next week? Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I think it's next week. Yeah,
it is, man.
Yeah.
It always.
Have you played LJT before?
I was in the songwriter competition last year, and
okay.
I was a finalist, so they gave us a spot on the bill.
Yeah, that's one that we'd like to get Soul Gravy down to Texas to experience, because it's just a pretty unique deal.
What I was just thinking that I don't know how we would ever how we could do an episode about that, but it would be interesting for everyone that's not in that scene to really know what
we just have about. We just have to coerce the man to come join us. He might.
Okay.
And then I know I also have it on my list to make sure and ask you. I know you've got some projects that you're working on, new music. Anything that you can share about that?
Yeah, we just did a couple songs with a producer that I'm good friends with down here. His name's David Beck. We just did a couple songs with him. I think we're gonna trickle them out as singles. We should have one coming out. I'd like to say June would be a good time to shoot for. And then we're getting back into the studio with another friend of mine here in July. We're gonna do a few songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to them. Should be a lot of fun.
So make sure you go follow wherever you stream your music.
That's right.
So you'll be notified when they drop.
Yes.
Pre-saves are extremely important to artists when they ask. Please go do that. It doesn't cost anything. Okay.
And you get like a free reward. I mean, it's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Just know that it actually does help, or they wouldn't be asking everyone to do that. So
right. 100%.
You might not understand why it helps, but it does. Just try.
I don't either, but I'm gonna incentivize people to. I'm gonna tell them to.
Exactly.
Right. Yep.
We were I like the pointing. Galley winner. We're supposed to gonna bring that up, so make sure we don't miss.
Yeah, Galley winner's awesome, man. I'd been following them for a couple of years prior to getting to know those guys, and they had me and a few of my buddies, Hank Weaver and Cameron Albright. They had us on the River Jam last year. They do Friday, Saturday, Sunday every year in July, and they used to do Billy's Ice in New Braunfels as one of the venues, and now Billy's is closed, and so I think they're doing Happy Cow this year in New Braunfels. But anyway, we're doing Cheatham Street this year as a super band, as we call it. We have my buddy Hank Weaver and Cameron Albright. We front a band, and we just basically song swap. It's a lot of fun.
With the full band as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We got that inspiration because we were me and Hank had been listening to the Cameron might have been too, I don't know, but we'd all been listening to the Live at Green Hall record Unleashed with Jack Ingram, Bruce, and Charlie Robison.
Okay.
We thought that'd be really cool to play a band. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've never seen that done in person anyway, but I love the idea for sure. Keeping the band on their toes, right?
Yep. And also,
we're all big fans of each other's songs and stuff too. So we harmonize with each other. We know each other's stuff real well. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Special shout out to our friends at Galley Winter. Those guys are great, and they've been They've been doing it since 1999, I think. So shout out to them, and appreciate all that they do for the scene.
Well, let's. You want to get into some rapid fire questions?
Absolutely. All right, Ashton, this is top of your head kind of stuff, so you won't have to think a ton. But the first question is, what's your favorite chord?
My favorite chord. Ooh,
Gravy, start drinking.
F sharp 7.
There you go.
All right, nice.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had that yet, have we?
No.
Okay, that's good. Good answer.
In the key, that is.
Yeah. This is a hypothetical question. So guess what? You just started a podcast because I know that's high on your list of things to do. But I want to know who your first guest is going to be.
My first guest, probably.
Have anybody you want.
Man. Probably Cody Canada.
All right. That's a good one. Yeah, we're still trying on this.
Like a cool dude.
Exactly.
Let us know if that works out because I might ask for a number. Let's see. Next question is, you get dinner with one historical figure, could be dead or alive. Who are you going to break bread with, and what are you going to eat?
Oh man, that's real tough. Oh man, I'm trying to think of some like old Western dude.
What was the guy?
Yeah, I'm blanking right now, man.
What was his name?
Let's go with like Tex. It's gonna be what was Tex's last name? He had some really cool.
Hewley, I think. Hewley. Yeah. Tex Hewley.
Hewley?
Yeah. He also was a pro baseball player, so he's kind of badass.
Yeah.
So let's go Tex Hewley.
All right.
And I'm gonna take him out on my tab. We're gonna have steaks, baked potatoes,
nice,
and a cold Lone Star Light.
Well done.
All on me. You got it, Tex.
Covering sponsors too, so well done on that. All right, you've seen a few, I'm sure. What does your ideal green room look like?
Oh man, it's got to have a. Dude, we just went to a venue in Fort Smith, the Majestic, and they had a giant L couch, and I took the best nap on that couch. So the best looking green room has an L couch, a grand piano, and a fridge full of Miller Lite and a bottle of Jaeger.
All right, sounds like a good time. Soul gravy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm looking for that for as soon as I finish my taxes after the show. So, yeah, awesome. All right, first concert you attended, Ashton, and first concert that you paid to go see.
Pat Green at Green Hall.
Oh,
I believe that was my first one when I was real young. Too young to remember it, but I remember that's what it was. First concert I paid to see. Probably, I didn't watch a whole lot of shows growing up, and I went to a lot with my family, and like, I went to some with my family in high school, like at Whitewater and stuff. It was probably Mike Ryan at Cheatham Street when I was 18.
Okay.
I remember that was like the first one I probably paid to go to.
Big Candy is what we call him. Big Candy did the interview from his truck, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't he? Yeah. We're super excited to have Mike on.
That was the only place he could find quiet.
Right.
He went to his truck.
He's a really cool guy.
We'll put our intern on that. I can't remember what episode, but I'm going to guess like episode 60. So, all right, next question. Bucket list venue, like one in Texas that you haven't played that you would really like to play, and then one outside of the state of Texas that you would like to play.
Let's go with Billy Bob's in Texas.
Be fun.
That's I feel like that's pretty standard. And then outside of Texas, man, I want to play the Ryman, dude. That'd be awesome.
Hell, would be awesome.
And that's bucket list.
Okay.
Mike Ryan was episode 71.
I was pretty close.
Yeah, you were
like not bad.
Mm-hmm.
thought I would have done worse. All right, a couple more rapid fire, and then we're going to hand you off to Dr. Gravy for the final question of the evening.
Okay.
What's one thing that you can't leave Buc-ee's without?
Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah,
Their barbecue's overrated. Philly's better.
That Philly cheesesteak burrito is the best thing going. So good answer. All right, here's one. Tribute bands, yay or nay? How do you feel about tribute bands? Nay? All right.
I'm a songwriter.
Fair enough.
Write your own song.
I haven't asked this one in a while, so I'm gonna pump some life into this one. Curious, what do you see when you play? Like, what do you see during a show?
Well, sometimes an empty room. Sometimes a lot of people. What do you ask? What do you mean? What do I see? Like, does my
Well, so sometimes, I mean, everybody's got a different approach. You have some folks that are kind of up there with their eyes closed doing their thing. And then you have a certain segment that kind of vacillate back and forth where their eyes are closed and then they're, making eye contact with folks and trying to connect and whatnot. But I want to kind of know what's going on in the brain.
We've had a few where that picked out like a person and kind of would focus, you know what I mean, on a person or two than instead of the whole room. So
yeah, some people see colors and some people see stories, storyboards or whatever. It just kind of depends on the person.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm really nervous, first thing I'm usually going to do is close my eyes. I try to get myself out of that as quick as possible as soon as I realize that my eyes are closed, because man, making eye contact with your audience is that's a huge deal.
Sure.
And I think it's cool to pick out one person and kind of make that your thing, but I like to look around as much as possible and let them know I'm there, let them know I'm attentive, and make everybody feel. Now, if there's usually a guy that I'll try to, it's always a guy too, and he'll usually be just looking at me like, when's the headliner coming on? So I
got that West Texas stare.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to West Texas. All right. Just offending everybody here.
That's okay.
One last question. You get to put any of your songs in a movie or TV show. What's the song and what movie or what TV show?
Does it have to be a current TV show?
No, it could be.
No, it can
be old timey.
Yeah.
I'd probably find a way to sneak in Barkeep into Napoleon Dynamite.
That is a great answer. We should not ask any more rapid fire. You just nailed it.
Yeah, that's
my favorite movie.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, say, like with the podcast question, I understand like when people name the movie or the TV show or the podcast guest that is going to be the biggest numbers or the biggest whatever. Right. I like to hear from the creative side of that, like why you would want to interview that. I would rather you say I want to interview Bruce Robertson because you want to pick his brain. You know what I mean? Like that. That's why. So
yeah. Well, Soul Gravy, I will reorganize that question so it gets directed.
Well, no, it's just I understand both sides of that. Some people are going to be like, I want it on there because it's going to get the most eyes and most ears. I mean, that's right. I get it. I understand.
Yeah.
It's just some folks actually do want to pick somebody's brain, and anyway, just two different ways of looking at it. So. All right. Well, this is the final question, right? You were done with your rapid fires, right?
Yes, sir. I'm done.
I thought so. All right. So this is the final question, and it started off as a joke on episode 1, and now it is a requirement that we ask this. Ashton, everyone wants to know, what is your favorite Little Debbie snack?
Zebra cakes, easy.
Right out of the gate too.
That's Little Debbie, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
That's without, It goes without saying, dude. I mean, that's
Zebra
the best
cakes,
Little Debbie.
like Christmas tree cakes over zebra cakes, or zebra cakes all the time?
Zebra cakes all the time. I haven't had one in probably 5 years, but
Well, that's okay.
The memory's still there.
We're not trying to make people become diabetics. We just tried to come up with a redneck question to ask for the final thing. So,
and just as a heads up, Little Debbie, we're still here. So if you need, like, a couple more viewers, we're here for you. Sponsorship.
If beer sponsorships fail me, then I'm going Little Debbie route.
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, yeah, it's just as many people, just as much of an audience for it, right? So,
yeah,
more,
maybe more, right?
Yeah.
I can appeal to the toddlers.
Yeah.
What do y'all got over there? Miller Lite?
Ashton, we appreciate you making time for us, folks. Make sure you go and follow Ashton on socials. Wherever you steal music, make sure you hit the little follow button. We appreciate your time, and thanks so much for joining us, and hope to see you out on the road.
Yeah, man. Good talking to you guys. Thanks for having me.